Bakau is equally happy that our peace is done and is looking forward to a happy Tabaski. Lamin Barry of the Gambia Revenue Authority is also in no hurry waiting for his wife's clothes. Like many household heads, his priority is to ensure that his wife and children get the best outfits to sign on this special occasion. The quest for elegant and the latest fashion designs brings extra pressure on tailors like Yunusa, who also have to go the extra mile to produce new designs. This has enabled him to build a solid reputation among his peers as a creative designer, which in turn continues to attract more customers. Yunusa credits his ingenuity to the support of his over 24 apprentices, some of whom are as young as 14. He's keen to pass on his expertise to the younger generation as a means to create jobs and help curb illegal migration. With the window of opportunity slowly closing on him and many other tailors, both Yunusa and his customers can look forward to a very happy Tabaski, which for him has been very profitable this year. Mori Jalo, GRTS News.
Well, it was Arafat yesterday, Friday, and the Gambia's 1,328 pilgrims are among the millions of Muslims observing the day. As their spiritual sojourn in Saudi Arabia nears its end, well, before their departure to the Holy Land, our Modu Bajan caught up with some of the pilgrims, including 2 young men who spoke to GRTS on some of the rituals they were looking forward to, particularly Arafat itself.
That an outstanding number of the country's pilgrims make their trip to the Saudi holy cities of Mecca and Medina to perform Hajj by means of third parties, such as their children. By the way, this norm is not the case in the situation of these 2 young men, Buba Jawara of Bakau New Town and Ibrahim Asila, the Imam of Lasawaf Mosque in Banjul. Their commonality lies on financing their holy trip to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. As far as this is concerned, thanks to their fathers, that both Jawara and Imam Sila are among millions of Muslims in Saudi performing the Hajj, part of which is Friday's Arafat.
It is my father who is sponsoring my trip to Mecca. So, that being the case, I thank him and praying for him, for the Almighty to give him long life, prosperity. Right now, he is on the sick bed.
The people that go to Mecca in Gambia here, they are mostly old people, due to the fact that I think it's like most of them, you know, their kids normally pay for them to go for Hajj. And I would say I've got a privilege that my dad is paying for me. I'm going for the Hajj. So I think that might be the reason, because many people want to go at a young age.
While many Gambian pilgrims are in Saudi due to President Jammeh's annual patronage in footing a good number of the pilgrimage bills, the 2 have no pessimism in fathers intervening financially to help airlift their children to perform Hajj.
Going to Mecca is a duty upon all Muslims. If you are a father, you have the opportunity. You've been to Mecca, and you have sons that you can sponsor. You can take them to Mecca. You can sponsor them. It's your duty to sponsor them as well.
We say most people here, it might be the president taking them, or it might be their kids, you understand? So which is all good, you understand? Because like I say, I'll just say that I'm privileged, and they are all privileged, you know, to go. For everyone who is taking them, you know, we just pray for them, you know, for God to reward them, you know, for the good deeds they are doing for the people, you know.
Another nearby man, Alaji Bakari Drame, was heading to perform Hajj for the 2nd time after making his first trip in 1974, when Gambia International Airline was then Gambia Airways. Having recalled some details of that trip, such as its cost of $1,050, Drame equally shared the young man's opinion that not only fathers, but whosoever can help a Muslim to fulfill the 5th pillar of Islam should do so. He as such cited President Jammeh as an example who should be emulated in this venture.
You got your family members, you might get your uncle, your auntie, your brother, your in-law. If you got the means, you've been to Mecca, why not you take them? Because I've seen people who have done that, you understand? So even people who are not their relatives, they still take them to Mecca. So if you got the means, you do it. It's very good. It's rewarding, because God will reward you for that. Yes.
They are in Saudi and will undergo Arafat alongside their Muslim counterparts, but the credit of their trip goes back to their fathers. Perhaps for this reason, Buba Jawara and Imam Ibrahim Sila made it crystal clear that they won't forget the country, loved ones and parents in their prayers while in the Holy Land. Modu Bajan, Grts News.
Anti-tobacco campaigners in the Gambia have expressed concern over the heavy importation of tobacco products into the country by companies they say are bent on taking advantage of the ECOWAS Protocol on Trade Liberalization Scheme. Agency attended the media briefing where the activists have been speaking.
Activists in the Gambia are frowning upon what is regarded as recent double-standard strategies employed by tobacco manufacturing firms to transport tobacco in the country barely free of charge.
Despite the progress that has been registered and that is still registering, as the chair said, there is a lot of interference by the tobacco production companies to still pump in tobacco into our communities, and we here in the Gambia, we are saying no to that.
According to them, these companies are bent on importing a large chunk of tobacco into the country using the ECOWAS Protocol on Trade Liberalization Scheme, despite recent efforts by government to control widespread use of tobacco by people, especially young ones.
As it comes to our knowledge that some of the tobacco industrial are using their tactic to downplay our effort in tobacco control by capitalizing on ECOWAS Protocol on Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, to import their tobacco products duty-free in the Gambia.
Worry of the alleged incursion of tobacco on home soil, these concerned Gambians representing the civil society are appealing for government to initiate an alternative strategy for more revenues to be gained from these farms.
Through our network, the Gambian community are recommended strongly to the government of the Gambia not to allow for these tobacco companies to distribute their tobacco in the country free of charge. As a country, we are member of the ECOWAS Treaty or Protocol. We have all the right to come with strategy in order to cover the revenue losses from the tobacco tax. Like environmental taxes, country has a right to do that. Processing fee, health levy, and other levy the government can able to attack to tobacco product in the country. And the total tobacco tax, if you estimated percentage to our GDP, is 5.2%. They contributed 5.2% to our GDP. And if it is health expenditure, particularly tobacco tax, converted about 30.2% to our health expenditure. The total health expenditure budgeted 2013. This is a justification that government need more resources in terms of tax from tobacco industry, rather than losing our revenue.
Responding to the appeals made by anti-tobacco advocates, Yaya Mane of the Gambia Revenue Authority revealed to the gathering that his institution has plans to increase tobacco excise tax from the current $9 rate to $15 per pack in 2016.
We had a meeting in Togo. We were taken through a model and we looked at the current tax regimes of all the sub-regional countries like Senegal and all the others. And it was realized that Gambia is taxing tobacco cigarette products less than any of those countries. So from that workshop, a technical working group was set up with composition of GRA and also the Ministry of Finance. And through the recommendation of that workshop, government started implementing the excise on cigarette. We intend to increase it up to $15 per pack by 2016.
The impact of tobacco on a human body is both manifold and deadly, as it accounts for over thousands of deaths every year. Aware of the damages caused by this substance, government has over the years come up with stringent anti-tobacco acts in 2003 and 2007
to arrest tobacco misuse in the country amidst increased